scaly plague. Deeper into the pitch-black void, teams of men and women tackled the unforgiving landscape of the ancient Anakim subterranean world. And further still, at the head of the far-reaching expedition, hundreds of people congregated on a vast plateau where portable floodlights lit up an enormous cavern, transforming the endless night into the dazzle of day. Stripped to the waist, a couple of hundred men heaved on ropes, dragging up heavy pieces of equipment from a deep ravine below. Amongst these toiling souls, an armored man bellowed out orders.
"Pull, you sons of whores! Put your fucking backs into it!"
The efforts of those nearby increased, and the Terraforce leader walked to the cliff edge and peered down before unleashing a string of threatening curses at those beneath. Further back, amidst the masses, Deep Reach team leader Riley Orton heaved back on a rope. His muscles bunched and sweat dripped down his naked torso, while around him blazing lights added to the heat of his exertion. Without sleep for 48 hours, Riley felt fit to drop, and it seemed he wasn't the only one. Ahead of him, a man slumped to the ground in exhaustion, his grip failing. The rope's momentum slowed and stopped as two other men went to his assistance. The incident drew the attention of their uncompromising mission commander, Colonel Sampson, who strode to the scene.
"Leave him!"
"He needs rest," one of the men said. "We all do."
"You'll rest when I say you can rest."
Sampson pushed aside the unconscious man and picked up the rope.
"Now, pull!"
Everyone leant back against the massive weight they were attempting to drag up from below. Hand over hand, the rope moved through Riley's gloves, slow at first, but picking up speed as Sampson continued to berate and push them, while his prodigious strength added impetus to the struggle. A shout of warning came from the cliff edge, and the ground beneath Riley's feet shuddered. 50 feet away, a section of rock disappeared in a cloud of dust, and 10 men vanished from view, their screams echoing into the chamber as they fell. The rope snapped taut, dragging Riley forwards before shearing through his grip as the heavy load dropped.
"Hold!"
Sampson shouted.
"Hold!"
The man nearest the edge let go and rolled to safety. Sampson, next in line, coiled his arms round the rope and activated his armor's inbuilt anchors. 2 metal bolts fired into the ground, jerking the colonel to a stop with their attached cables. Sampson grunted in pain as opposite forces threatened to rip him in two, and Riley held on as others rushed to their aid. The unbearable weight lessened, and inch by inch, foot by foot, the tide turned back in their favor. After what seemed like an age, their goal neared its conclusion, and the equipment appeared over the ridge and continued up onto flat ground. Riley released the rope and sank to one knee as the other teams around them finished hauling up their respective machinery. He breathed deep, and not for the first time he questioned their conservation of power. It had been deemed prudent to conserve energy by limiting the use of winches. Now they were beyond the reach of an electrical supply. He could see the wisdom behind the decision, but it didn't stop him complaining about it. As Riley contemplated passing out, Sampson detached the cables that secured him in place and made a beeline for the man who'd abandoned his position on the rope. The colonel punched the soldier to the ground.
"Disobey my orders again," Sampson said, standing over his victim, "and I'll throw you over the edge myself. Do you understand me?"
Silence fell on those gathered. Dazed, the man looked up at his attacker before nodding his head. Riley felt a pang of sympathy for the soldier who'd done the only thing he could to save his own life. But as everyone knew, arguing with the colonel was like wrestling with a rabid bull. It could only end one way. Sampson swung round to glare at them.
"What do you think you're looking at? Get back!"